This is practice test 4, and we are working on problem 4. And the problem states that a survey of the starting salaries of 36 graduates from a baccalaureate degree at Bryan and Stratton College was conducted. The sample mean, X bar, was $40,000. The population standard deviation, sigma, was known to be 1,000. Construct a 95% confidence interval estimate for the population mean, mu. And we have the formula here at the top of the page, and you have mu, population mean in the middle, and then you have the various quantities that you need to plug into this formula to estimate your 95% confidence interval. And we're given in the problem that X bar is 40,000, the N is 36, the sample size, the sigma is 1,000, and because it's a 95% confidence interval, we would use Z as 1.96. And then we're going to plug these values into our formula up here. The first quantity is the X bar, 40,000, minus 1.96, the value for Z, and then that is going to be multiplied times the standard deviation, 1,000, divided by the square root of N, which is 36. And then we're going to have the same quantities on the right-hand side. The right-hand side is similar. The only difference is that this is a plus instead of a minus over on the right-hand side of the formula. So when you do your calculations here, you should get 40,000 minus 326 and 67 hundredths, round off at the hundredths place here. You have to remember that the square root of 36 is in the denominator, and that is going to be a 6 here, and the same thing over on this side. And then your final confidence interval should be what you find here when you finish the calculations. There's a second part to this problem down at the bottom of the page, and the question is, if a 99% confidence interval were used, what would happen to the width of the interval? And if we use a 99% confidence interval, as we discussed in class, what would happen is that the Z, the value for the Z, would increase. And instead of being 1.96, it would be a higher value. And then if the Z increased, then the width would also increase on either side. So the answer is that if we had a higher confidence, the width of the interval would increase. Higher confidence level means an increased width.